up, y'all? It's me, Erica, and we are down here. Peace, y'all. Take care of each other. Protect your energy. What's up, y'all? It's me, Erica, honey. We are down here to talk about Real Housewives of Married to Medicine. Married to Medicine reunion part 3. I actually feel like they could have done without that. They could have really condensed all of this into two episodes. I think they could have done that. I was kind of bored. It was, with Eugene and Toya. Hold on. So let's get here. It's when I said yesterday. Didn't I say yesterday? We won't be staying inside until. Oh, let me keep the car on. That we're not going to stay inside until it starts raining. Girls, raining. Cats, dogs, and niggas today. Okay. It's raining, man. Hallelujah. It's raining, man. Stay inside. Yes. Go ahead and like, subscribe, and comment. Let the diva know you stop by, honey. We are down here to talk about Married to Medicine. Now, like I said, we could have done without this episode. I was embarrassed for Scott, but honey, what did he say? 2 palm trees? What is he talking about? 2 palm trees in a, what did he say? What is Scott's song? How did it go? Let me see. I know I wrote, wait. I got a lot of notes, even though I said this episode was boring, but I was just typing as they were talking because I watched it. And then the second time I was just like taking notes, like looking up and taking notes, looking up and taking notes, looking up and what I thought I needed to help me stick out. But girl, look, wait, hold on. Look at the notes. These are my Married to Medicine notes. But I don't say all of this, but that's why the reviews be so long, because I have a lot of points that I feel like I want to talk about, and it'd be like the whole conversation. I'm very much like a type of person, like, if you tell me a story, I need the details. I used to get so frustrated with people when I would ask them to tell me, like, they'll be like, oh, let me tell you what happened to so-and-so. And I'll be like, okay, what happened? Start from when the phone rang. That's me. When he picked up the phone, hello. Okay, and what was happening? I tell you, I used to get so frustrated with certain people, and they half-ass tell stories, leaving details out. I'm like, did you ask this? No. Why you didn't ask that? Like, why you didn't ask a follow-up question? So that's how I am. I like to be detailed with the stories, okay? They are starting off with the husbands joking about the moving, the Sanja movers, right? The Sanja movers. Kiran thought it was funny. He still thinks it's funny. He doesn't see it as a big deal. He actually tried to flip it and was like, this is a good part. This is a good time in your life. You're moving. It's a good thing that you moved, right? Isn't it a good thing? Like, why are you upset that we're making fun of you moving? Isn't you moving a good thing? Like, we're celebrating you. I saw Kiran try to switch it up. If Simone and Cecil would have done that, how would you feel? He said, I would have been pissed. But when I tell you I have an issue with something, I need for you to pull back. And that, I think a lot of people, that's the same thing with Contessa and Heavenly. If Contessa would have said, I need for you to pull back on the stuff with Scott or whatever, I need for that to, I think maybe she would have done that. But again, girl, did you see when Heavenly told Contessa, that's when we go left? When she was trying to address Daddy. That's when we go left. Okay, I'm just letting you know now, bitch. Don't start all that. Don't talk to my man shit. That kind of shit is weird to me. It is so weird. It's so weird. It does not, I don't, it comes off very, um, insecure. It comes off very insecure, but I think for some people, they feel like they feel good feeling like their partner is their possession, right? They feel good feeling like that. Oh, it's just like, Heavenly. That's the one thing I do not like about Heavenly and Damon is that it's not 1950s, but it's 1950s. She's like it's almost like they like it's almost like Damon and Heavenly are living in the 1950s with all of the information and technology of today. So they seem like it seems weird. Like, I don't argue with women. Well, we know. And then you heard him say, with a man, it's whatever. It's whatever. But then turn around and say, men communicate better. When we tell each other what's wrong, we get over it fast. I don't think that that's true. The idea that men are more logical and emotional than women is really like that's something you truly need to update your operating system with, that because we have too many people who are dying for no reason to tell me that men are not as emotional as women, right? So you heard him say, with a man, it's whatever. That's the one reason why we know that we don't want to argue with men, because there is a threat of violence. Not because, anything else. It's the threat of violence. Somebody gets in somebody's face. There might be physically might be an imbalance physically and in strength. So not all the time, but, and then just society, you're not supposed to hit women. That's not just you don't do that. But we've also update our operating systems and are holding women accountable for their violent aggression towards men. And then, finding out like, ooh, I shouldn't have done that. Right. You fuck around and find out. You know what I'm saying? Curtis says it's no different than when Eugene was making fun of him. It's still sensitive in nature. I was cheating on my wife and you was making fun of it, and I was trying to get back good with her, and y'all talking shit. It's the same thing. He was like, no, it's not. And he was like, and in comparison, you're saying yours is sensitive, I'm saying mine's is sensitive, and yours is that you just moved. I was cheating on my wife. Y'all just not over there managing your money. I mean, and like Cecil said, what are the three things that men don't, socially, they don't want to hear publicly about them? Your penis is too small. You heard them aligning their penis with their manhood. That's a problem. Y'all need to update your operating systems. You're still aligning your genitalia with your manhood and being like, oh, you disrespect, that's my manhood. Saying somebody's penis is small is like a disrespect to their manhood. That's some shit y'all created. What are you not giving Toya at home? He says, well, I was trying to save the world, and I was running to ERs, and I basically removed myself from my family. But I'm doing my best. It's tough as a man. I don't know if y'all notice how men do that when it's time to give an excuse of something. What do I tell you? The excuse for their behavior is built into their existence, into their identity. They get to make excuses because as a man, whatever excuse, because as a man, as a man, girl, what? As a man, everybody else is doing the same shit. Everybody else on the same shit. And I thought it was rich that Eugene and Toya was calling Quad miserable. Les Miserables. Girl, what? That don't go. That the math ain't mathing. if she's miserable without a man, what's Toya's misery coming from? And she has a man. Where does Toya's misery come from? I needed for Andy to ask, why do we think that Quad is miserable? I needed somebody to ask that question. Because I wanted to be clear. Because like, I know y'all aren't saying that she's miserable because she doesn't have a piece of dick over there. We know that dick is a plenty and of low value. We know that, right? You can fucking, again, go outside and turn your umbrella upside down and catch some dicks, okay? It's not hard to catch a dick. It really isn't. So to act like it's something of value to be next to you, and then if you don't have one next to you, somehow you're miserable. When a lot of these women, heterosexual women, there's polls out here and statistics that's saying that these ladies are unsatisfied. So what is your purpose? What's going on over here with you and Toya? Why is she miserable? Because her man isn't there. So she's complaining about the sex. She's in there with the shower head. Oh. But Quad is miserable. Okay. I thought that was funny. I was like, okay. Toya's in the back talking about, they talked about getting shots. The O shot, the P shot. Curtis is up there trying to sell the product. Jackie in the back like, nah, it doesn't give you endurance. Y'all just got hard dicks and no endurance. What is the point? Y'all just want to see that your dicks is big. You don't have no endurance, no stamina. It just makes it big. Still, the women is unsatisfied. Girl, I don't know. I don't know. I don't have nothing to say. Bitch, I love when Karen got them together. Black men are the one getting the Botox. Now, I had to remember that he is in Atlanta. So the population per capita, you're going to get a lot of black people in every little pocket there for every little thing. But he said black men are his biggest customers. Black men are his biggest customers. Black men, black men don't do that. And I also want to point out, let's point out here that men and women, straight, cisgender people have hormone therapy the same way as trans people do. Hormone therapy, yes. Right? So that you can have an increase of what? Your hormones. Testosterone, estrogen, you got a little bit too much. And why are you doing it? Just wanted to point that out. Scott talked about being in the DMs, honey. He was in the DMs. He engaged. That's engaged in some DM behavior. That's not something that you want to do. You saw Karen over there like, absolutely not. I fell out when the title of the song came on the screen featuring somebody. Lost without you. Lost without you. How did it go? Did you see Cecil in the back trying to be his background dancer? I said, what the fuck do Scott got on, girl? That white suit. What? And them shoes. And you saw Contessa in the back. They was like, he wrote that for you. Baby, I caught what Heavenly said about Scott. Baby, I caught her. I'm gonna see if y'all caught it. I'm talking 2 palm trees and an ocean breeze. I'm here to set your mind at ease. So what's up? Did I get it? So what's up? He got the penis shots. So what's up? What's up? And then he said he didn't want to do threesomes. Did you see when he got out there and said he didn't want to do threesomes? This is another thing. Y'all need to update your operating systems. He said he didn't want to do threesomes with Contessa because the ladies love Contessa. She was like, what about a man? And the men, see, they believe that sex is not for your pleasure, right? Two women are for his pleasure, and you may not like it because women are encouraged to explore their sexuality, and because when women explore their sexuality, there's a likelihood men look at it like, ooh, maybe I could get a threesome. So that's encouraged, right? Women are encouraged. Remember I told you the other day in the porn section why the lesbian porn is not separated? It's over there with the straight porn, right? Okay. And these men on stage are acting like two men having sex with women are you getting a train ran on you? Because your body is being used for these men's pleasure, right? And when it's two women, he's having double the pleasure. It's not for you, it's not for her, it's for him. So if you have two men, how dare you enjoy having two men on you, right? And then the men, baby, don't let their thighs touch. Bitch. Bitch, don't let their thighs touch, baby. And nobody, the girl, they be acting like, and that's the problem, see, because it looks like, okay, first, I'm not having sex with another man and another woman. Me and this man are having sex with this woman. That's why they call it a train. No, you're in a threesome with another man, sir. That's how it goes. But that's why they call it like that. You saw that, right? And I just told y'all that. I hope y'all remember that I just told y'all the other day. Right? Sex is really not for your pleasure. That's why there's so many heterosexual women unsatisfied. Because that sex is not for you. Your body is for him to masturbate with. Right? We saw that on Love and Marriage Huntsville. He want to have sex. And the lady's like, I don't want to have all that sex. I don't got time to do. He's like, oh, wait, what? You mean to tell me you actually participate? It's not just me? Oh, okay. Got it. Two palm trees and an ocean breeze. I'm here to set your mind at ease. So what's up? What's up? So who has the longest leash? Curtis. Curtis does, because Jackie don't be home. We know that's what happened the last time. Toya told you he was lonely, girl. Now that Jackie's coming home earlier, I was looking at the time like, oh girl, we late. Jackie's coming home earlier, so the leash might get shorter. Who has the shortest leash? I think Kiran raised his hand. That editing was weird when they went over to that. They talked about ethical non-monogamy. They asked would they be able to do that. Scott said too many women are attracted to Contessa. Heavenly and Damon. No, he can't have another bitch. Oh, she's a bitch. Yes, a bitch. Heavenly. I think what she's trying to do is stroke his ego by acting like she goes from 0 to 100 about her man, my man, better not talk about my man. But it comes off as insecure. I think it's to stroke his ego, but again, you look silly. But I guess that's the point, right? That's the point. Even when Heavenly said she understood Scott more than she understood Contessa, and I said, that's right. She's male identified, right? The man is the center. So of course she's going to understand Scott more than she understands a woman, right? And then say it's because of their astrological signs, and then say because they mouth is like the wrath, remember? So what she did in that moment was double down and say Scott is verbally abusive. Did y'all catch that? Was I the only one that caught that? Because I was like, oh, you understand him more than you understand her. Okay, you male identified, got it. But then she said, because our mouths, right? And wasn't that the reason why Contessa got mad? Because she said he was abusive, verbally abusive. Remember I said that Heavenly should have said, I don't know if he's verbally abusive, but he could adjust the way he speaks to Contessa. Didn't I say that? Heavenly doubled down in that moment. I don't know if anybody else caught that. I was like, Heavenly thinks she's slick. Come on, Scorpio. She came in and she like, boop. I'm going to double down on that shit. That nigga is verbally abusive to you. And he says, well, that's not true. Okay. No, we're not going. Okay, fine. That's what you want to say. If that's what you want to say, honey. Didn't know her mouth was going to close. Oh, what do you know about your relationship? I didn't know my wife's mouth wasn't going to close or whatever. What do you feel about dissing Eugene's manhood, right? His manhood, his identity is in his dick. That's crazy. Never had an issue satisfying women, he says. So Toya explains that she wasn't trying to say that the dick doesn't get bigger. She was trying to say that the dick doesn't get bigger. Nothing changes. Like, that's the dick that I'm going to have to deal with for you've signed up for this. You've signed a contract to be attached to a person for the rest of your life. And this is the dick you got. Yeah. It doesn't get any bigger than this. And then she went on to say that the sex was predictable. I said, oh, God damn. God damn. Do you see how that didn't land? She said, I went back and I told him beforehand. Cecil said the top 3 things a man doesn't want to hear about himself is that his penis is not big, that he doesn't have a job and doesn't take care of his family, and that he has bad sex. People wanted to know, did Eugene have a humiliation kink? Eugene said, I would have to be embarrassed first, but I'm very vocal. Don't let the smooth taste fool you. I'm not a pushover. I guess that's what he was trying to say. Seemed like you were trying to laugh. You laugh at things that you're trying to save face. Quad says, I feel like it's really bad because you're talking about a man's manhood, and we're in a society where we have conditioned men to believe that their identity is connected to their penis. So that's the world that we've created. And Eugene tells her, what you said was worse. She says, of course you're going to say that. Of course you're going to say that because that's your wife, right? But she called him Eugina. She tried to say that Quad called him a bitch. No, that was Contessa. She said that he was the definition. If you open up a dictionary and look up big ass bitch, you're going to see Eugene. She said, your husband is the definition of a big ass bitch. She said, I didn't call him a bitch. What do you have against us? Then be quiet. Then you shut up about me. She made a tweet. That was funny. She was like, I know what I said, Andy. He was like, I'm just trying to tell the people what you said. That he needed a backbone, Vialis, and Viagra. And she said something about T-gel. What's T-gel? Testosterone. Oh, I just got it. I just got it under your arm. I was like, what is T-gel? And I even went online and I was like, the only T-gel I know is by Neutrogena, the shampoo. What the fuck is T-gel? I just got it. Testosterone. Got it. Okay. Was it because you said something to her? Is that the reason why Qua was coming after you? And she was like, yeah, she said something to counter. So that means she was responding, right? And the reason why Contessa called Eugene a big ass bitch, and I think we've all agreed that Eugene, he likes the mess. He does a little gossiping. Wu doesn't do a little pillow talk, right? But he likes it. He enjoys it, and he participates in it. Cecil learned. He learned. Yeah. He learned with messing with Heavenly online. One thing that I think men should understand, in words, you probably shouldn't go after a woman. You have to be really, really smart to come after a woman, especially in a written word. Like on a Twitter, girl, she's going to tear you up. She's going to tear you up and say the most sickening thing to you. And it's going to hurt your feelings. And then you're going to be yelling at her at the reunion because what she said to you was worse than what you said to her. Or about her, insinuated, or whatever. Quad is miserable. Let's move on. Your wife is the one miserable over there with you. What are you talking about? I'll respond to her. Don't talk to my husband. Get you a dick to talk to my husband. That's what she basically said. You have to have a dick next to you. Get you a dick so my dick can talk to my dick. You ain't got one yet. If it anything like yours, don't want one. Like, y'all be acting like these niggas be valuable. That's the crazy part. That's the crazy part to me. You cannot sit as a woman who complains about being satisfied in her marriage and tell another woman that she's miserable because she's single. That don't even make sense. You have to understand how dumb that sounds. You do. It doesn't sound smart. Like, throwing a dick in a woman's face and you're miserable. I could see if he had you up against the Velcro wall, hanging upside down from the chandeliers, on the door like Candy with her legs out on the little sex swing. But no, you're not doing none of that. You're unsatisfied in your marriage and throwing a man in a woman's face, in a single woman's face, who has toys that can get her off whenever the hell it needs to happen. Guaranteed. And then not have to listen to somebody and talk to them afterwards. Girl. And have to be like, okay, I have to care about how you feel now? No. I don't give a fuck what you got to say. You ain't got one yet. It's by choice. You really think I can't get a man? Like, anyone? It's not hard. Be quiet. Tell your husband. You don't tell me to be quiet. Tell your husband to be quiet. Just leave miserable alone. That's what he said. Girl, y'all crazy. It's so easy. That's why I be like, Toya, it really is really easy to read her. Like, it really is. And it's like, that's why I think, like, and it's odd that she's like the loudest one and she always has a problem with folks because you talk too much. And I think you have a perception of yourself that is might be a little skewed maybe. Damon, did you really think that you were going to make peace between Contessa and Heavenly? Why did you say their issues were bullshit? Basically, you're trying to say that the women's issues are not that serious, and so they need to get over those things because men, right? Men, they say it, they say sorry, and then we're on to the next one. And then the other women were like, but what about if they do it again and again? I don't argue with women. And another thing that's really odd is that, and I noticed, this was on a live the other day. The man said, I don't argue with women. And it's like, why do you think that dialogue between a woman is an argument? Because you think you're going into the conversation wanting to be right, thinking you're going to be right, and wanting to win. That's why you think there's an argument about to happen. I don't understand why men say that dialogue with women is an argument. And I think maybe, I don't know, I think it has something to do with you not, if you go against, like he wants to be able to say what he's going to say, and as a man, you're just supposed to be like, oh, okay. But when you go against what he's saying, I think they look at that as an argument. I really do. I don't argue with women. Shut up, Damon. Like that kind of stuff is weird to me. But anyways, like I said, this 1950s housewife. But in 2022, it's really odd. He said he was dealing with something personal. She said she was too. You could have called. You're telling Damon he could have called. Heavenly is saying I called, and then you're saying, yeah, I know, but then you're holding Damon accountable for not calling, trying to repair the relationship. Okay. All right, Contessa. The women started talking, and Karen says, well, actually, the question is for Damon. Andy was asking him the question. Let him talk. And Damon says, that's what happens. I don't go back and forth with women. So when y'all start talking over me, I just retreat. And that's why I'm absent a lot of times, because y'all don't let anybody talk. Y'all don't listen to anyone. And I don't want to get into arguments with anyone, especially someone like Contessa. She's very hostile. And I understand that. I do. I understand that energy. Like, there's a hostility towards men who are chauvinistic. I don't have room for them. So when they talk, like, Damon really irks me. He seems like this kind-hearted, gentle soul, but he has this archaic idea about how men and women should relate and where their roles are. I can't sit in proximity with men who see women as beneath them. It's and or not as logical as, or some type of subhuman that requires a man's presence in order to inject logic or anything like that. That shit is out of here. So I'm annoyed by them, but it's weird. Um, I talk slow, I make sure what I'm saying, and I respect women. Contessa's like, what the fuck does that have to do with anything? She didn't say what the fuck, but she was like, that's what does that have anything to do with anything? That's what Heavenly was like. That's when we go left. Don't talk to my man like that. Some women think that that's cute to be like a bulldog for their partner, to piss on their partner, right? To let the girls know this is my man, this is my man. It comes off insecure, and I think it's weird because for other women looking in, other men and women, it looks insecure, but what your intentions are to build his ego. So while building his ego, your identity is suffering. The way that people see you is suffering, but you're doing it to stroke his ego. I don't know that that's what she's doing, but that's like a behavior that women do. That they want to make the man feel like he's needed and wanted. Like I've never had. She said I never had sex with anybody else. The men in the strip club, they that was offensive. She was like, I was offended. I didn't like that, and then she tried to deflect stuff like that. It's like it could be cute, but after a while, it's like it's too much. And then like getting upset, like telling Quad not to say anything to Damon, don't speak to Damon. It's like, why? You act like I'm trying to have sex with him or something. Like, what's wrong with you? Like, that's weird. I don't want him. She didn't want him to answer. Does he talk to her and tell her, you don't need to ask my husband anything? Don't ask my husband anything. I was like, girl, and she's serious too. She's serious. Contessa tells Quad everything that Heavenly said about her on Mad Day. I guess Contessa had, calling everybody sit in the passenger seat so I can tell you what Heavenly, while Heavenly and I were friends, here are the things that she said about you. And she said a lot of shit you told her was out of context. Quad said, I'm on my way. Don't worry, I'm on my way. I'm on my way. Heavenly, you said the contractor rumor. She said, no, I didn't. And they showed the clip. What you gonna do, honey? Scott said Heavenly kicked him while he was down. She said, I apologize. I never meant to hurt you. But with Scorpios, we come with the wrath. Sometimes we say shit, right? I understand Scott better than I understand the woman. You said he was abusive. Well, someone asked me if he was. Well, what's his name said, it's not true. So that just means it's not true. Nobody is going to admit, yes, I'm verbally abusive. And the words that I use can bring wrath. But Heavenly told her, you and I are just alike. I understand you because my mouth is vicious, just like yours. Gotcha. I gotcha. Damon said, I didn't want to come to the house. I didn't want a bunch of yelling. I had just got off of work. I told Cecil and Simone. Simone was told, my mom just died. And Damon said that he didn't want to, be dealing with all that hollering and screaming. Damon, are you tired of Heavenly's mouth? Somebody said, are they equally yoked? Who said that? That was dumb. I was like, oh, that's so stupid. So I agree. The way that a partner, two people in a relationship, calm each other down in whatever situation. Remember when Audra got into it with Toya and Martin took her off to the side and was like trying to calm her down? Whatever the other part, the person well enough to know when they're getting upset. Hopefully you do, when they're getting upset, when it's time to calm them down. So I agree. It's not that you're talking down. It's not that you're checking them. It's that I know what I need to do to make sure that this doesn't escalate. I know this person, right? So I agree with that. Don't talk to Damon. Have respect for me. I asked you not to talk to him. Leave him out of it. He's not going to answer you. Why can't he answer? Why can't we hear his point of view? That comes off weird and crazy. And then he's just sitting there, and then he thinks about how crazy it looks, and then overrides you. And while you sit there looking stupid. And you got to sit there because your man just overrode what you asked him not to do. And you got to sit there and take it because he's the man. I'm a man. So you can ask me. You got a question for me, Andy? Ask me because I'm a man. He says, I think we just have to be honest with ourselves. We all have work to do. Me and my wife are good. We have, we're in a good place, have a good relationship. We're not going nowhere, and that's what it is. But, Simone, like Simone said, it's like a normal marriage. People have problems, a normal relationship. You want to slap the label of marriage on it, but relationships have conflict. We have opposing ideas on how we need to get to the next step of whatever the situation is. That creates conflict. How do you handle the conflict is the question, right? That's it. Oh, how come you can go to the strip club, Heavenly, and Damon can't? She said it's a double standard. End of it. Heavenly said, actually, I did not enjoy the strip club. I was offended. I did not like it. Toya and Jackie were the ones having sex. Why did they show that clip? Toya's leg up like that. That's what Toya be wanting to do. I don't know what Eugene's over there. She want to have her leg up. Maybe Candy can do the dungeon tour and Toya can go on the dungeon tour so she can get that, like she could feel sexy and sensual and do all of that stuff. Maybe that's what she needs. Maybe she needs to join a pole dancing class, something. I don't know. They talked about Anila's mother texting her when she heard her saying that she was having anal and that she was doing something in the 69, and her mom called her. Girl, how do you want to see the relationships improve? Contessa and Heavenly, some relationships rose, some sunk. She wouldn't answer directly. Quad and Toya, we're in a very tough place, but I feel vindicated. Toya and Anila, Anila apologized for talking about it, even though she didn't believe it. Toya says, I have a forgiving heart, but it's going to be hard for me to trust. Looked like Toya was getting emotional. I want to be able to tell my children that these are people I love for real. But people are using words like vindicated. Well, people were running around saying I was sleeping with a married man. So do you want someone with the character of a person who would sleep with a married man around your kids? So if you want to tell your kids these are the people we really love, maybe you shouldn't create rumors about the people that you really love, and they wouldn't have to come back and tell your ass off if you really love me, right? The Golden Girls are back together. How can we get that Las Vegas energy? Just come to the table with your best self. Let go of the baggage. Truly let go of the shit that y'all got going on. They had Scott's song start playing, and these topless men came out serving champagne. Bitch, it was so funny. They were like, they playing your song. Like, these men is around here passing. And they had the money gun. And then Eugene was like, Toya was like, hey, yeah, baby, yeah. Toya. Toya wants to get freaky. She wanna get freaky with you. Yes. Let me lick you up and down till you stop. Hey. Let me play with your body, baby. Yes, that's what Toya want, honey. Yes, I wanna get freaky with you. Yeah. That's why she had her legs straddled across Jackie like that. She want to have, I think she wants some variety. Maybe that could be her storyline next season. Like things that she could do, her and Eugene can do to spice up their sex life. I mean, they did the thing with the, hopefully they got the little platform so she could have her ass in the air and he could hit it from the back or whatever the hell they want to do over there. But she sounds like she wants some variety. She doesn't want predictable dick. And then she got to go after and go into the shower and satisfy herself afterwards. That sucks. Don't y'all hate that? I know y'all. Honey, if you didn't had sex with a man, there's been a plenty time where you didn't had to finish the job yourself, child. Girl, some else. Anyways, that was the end of the season. Married to Medicine. Can't wait for next season. See who's coming back. And Anila and Kiran, I wonder if they're going to be coming back or not. What's going on? Is Quad coming back? Somebody put in the comments that Quad got a lawsuit against her. Somebody got assaulted in her house. I was like, oh my God, no. So I don't know what's going on with that. But anyways, y'all, take care of each other. Protect your energy. Let's get down in the comments. Peace. Hey! I want to get freaky with you.